Hello.
Hello. Today we're gonna work on a relatively straightforward math question, right? So, what's the difference between the smallest 4-digit whole number and the smallest 5-digit whole number, right? Well, again, this is a math question for a third grade student in the U.S., right?
I'm going to do fourth grade.
No, you cannot do first grade. We have to do third grade because you are in third grade.
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade, okay. If you want to do fourth grade, we can find some fourth grade questions for you. But let's do this one, right? Let's do this one. So tell me, what's the whole number?
A number that's not in the negatives.
Not exactly, right? Not exactly. Negative numbers can also have whole number.
Not dot.
Right. That's correct, right? Without the fraction part, right? So if you have a number that looks like, say, 5, right? That's a whole number, right? But if you have a number that's 5.5, right? That's not a whole number, right? So you have to know what exactly is a whole number, right? A whole number is a number that has no fractions, right? But if you know about negative numbers, right? So -5, right? It's also a whole number, right? But it's on the negative side, and the concept of numbers is actually quite deep. If you want to know about all the different kinds of numbers, we can talk about that. But for the elementary school students, usually whole numbers is like the most important concept, right? You have to know what whole numbers are. Whole numbers are also called integers. Once you start to study real numbers, right?
What real numbers? 5 is a real number.
Yeah, 5 is a real number, right? But you also have imaginary numbers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you also have imaginary numbers, right? So once you get to higher and higher maths, you can start to study higher those more sort of general kinds of numbers, right? But here we have whole numbers, which are also called integers, right? So what exactly is a 4-digit whole number, right?
Like 1,000.
Right, like 1,000, like 1,000. 1,000 is a 4-digit whole number. Why do you say it's a 4-digit whole number, right?
Because it's 10000.
Right, because it's got 3 zeros and 1. That's every sort of every position you have 1 digit, and you have 4 positions, so you have 4 digits, right? So that's a 4-digit whole number, right? Because you don't have a dot something, right? So that's a
Dot something.
right. But what exactly is the smallest 4-digit whole number, right? Can you
00000.
Yeah, but 0000 looks like it's a 4-digit, right? But this is actually no difference between just a 1 0.
Yeah.
You have to, if you actually remove all the leading zeros, you end up with just a 0, right? All the leading zeros are sort of no use, right? You don't really have any kind of use for leading zeros. So for all the leading zeros, that's 3 of them, right? So you get rid of them, and then you have just a 1 0, right? So this becomes a 1-digit whole number. It's just a 0, right? So in order to have a 4-digit, you do have to actually remove the leading zeros, right? So how do you actually get the smallest 4-digit whole number? Smallest. So you gave me a 4-digit number, 1,000, right? But is it the smallest, or can you come up with a 4-digit whole number that's smaller than 1,000?
Not really. 0.5?
It has to be a whole number, right? So all you can do is to actually deal with like 1. 1 is a whole number, right? If you have like 0.5, that's not gonna be a whole number, right? So can if you subtract 1 from 1,000, that's gonna make it smaller, right?
Yeah, like 9,900.
No, it's not 9,900. Subtract 1 from 1,000, that's how many?
999.
Yeah, it's gonna be 999, right? But it's not gonna be 4-digit anymore.
Oh man.
So if you just subtract 1 from 1,000, you get a 3-digit number instead of a 4-digit number, right? So you tried to make it smaller, but you end up with a 3-digit number instead of a 4-digit number, right? So 1,000 is actually the smallest 4-digit number because you cannot make it even smaller, but still keep it like 4 digits. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the smallest 4-digit whole number, right? What about the smallest 5-digit whole number then?
One.
Is that right? So suppose you give it a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 5 ones. Can you make it smaller by subtracting 1?
Should I subtract like 1,111?
1,111.
You can subtract 1,111.
Yeah. If you subtract the 1,111, you end up with what number?
1 million.
No.
Billion.
Come on. Suppose you subtract all of those ones, becomes the leading one, you end up with what? 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Right.
Yeah.
That's 10,000.
Oh.
But can you make it even smaller and still keep it as 5 digits?
No.
Right. If you subtract 1 from 10,000, you end up with 9999. But 9999, that's 4 digits. That's not 5 digits anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the smallest 5-digit whole number is going to be like 10,000. Right? Because you cannot make it smaller and then still keep it like 5 digits. See what I mean? Okay. So now you got the smallest 5-digit whole number, which is 10,000, and then the smallest 4-digit whole number, that's 1,000. Then what's the difference between these two numbers? What I was telling you, right? The difference is just do the subtraction.
Yeah, 10 minus 1 equals 9.
Yeah, 10 minus 1 equals to 9. And then you carry out, copy down all the 3 zeros. That's how many?
9,000.
Yeah, so 9,000 is the answer to this question, right?
Yes.
Okay, did you get this question? Did you get the right answer? And can you explain it to an 8-year-old child? Thank you for watching.
Make sure you like and subscribe.